This video has really just been on my heart for a while, and I thought it's really a perfect time for me to make it, seeing as we've now finished the MVP of my AI SaaS tool, the soft launch, and then next week we're about to do the hard launch. And this topic is all about why most SaaS founders are going to fail before they launch. And trust me, I've come close to failing throughout this whole SaaS journey more times than you could imagine, right? And this is why I want to make this video, to really just teach you and ensure that you don't have to go through the pain I went through. Because if you check back on my previous videos, I documented everything, and let's just say it was hard to get into this point. And the first thing I want to go over is overbuilding. If you're anything like me, you're going to have this thing which I like to call shiny object syndrome. So essentially, when you partner with your devs to make your tool for you, or perhaps you've got coding skills, so you make it yourself. You have your initial scope, so you have a pretty strong understanding of what you want to build. Of course, you're adding some sort of flex in place, just in case it makes more sense to add this as opposed to that. But what's going to happen is you're going to start building. Things are going to slowly start coming off the ground. You've built the foundations. Now you're building some sort of a house, and then you're going to be coming up with ideas, and it's going to be like, wait, why didn't I think of this in the initial scope? Wait, why don't we add this? Why don't we add this feature? And essentially what's going to happen is it's just going to be a never-ending cycle of, let's go and add this before we launch. Let's go and add this. And this cycle is just going to keep going and going. And what's going to happen? Well, firstly, if you're paying developers, you're still going to be paying them on a retainer, or however you've got the project basis, right? Mine's on a retainer each month. Or if you're developing yourself, you're just going to be spending more and more time. And what's going to be creeping up behind you is firstly, your bank account being like, dude, slow down, we're about to run out of money. Or secondly, competitors. They may come up with the same idea with you, because remember, a lot of the times, your idea is not special. Tons of people have thought about it. You just happen to potentially be the first person to act upon it. But it doesn't mean other people aren't acting. So they're going to be slowly creeping up, and bang, they're going to beat you because they've been able to go to market quicker. They've been able to truly understand whether or not that piece of shiny object syndrome you have in your head is actually a valuable feature to customers, and they would be willing to pay more for it, or it would actually lead them to leaving another software to pay for yours. So that is the first lesson which I had to learn, which is why most softwares, they never launch, because they just run out of money, because it's a constant loop. And it's been hard for me that, I guess the main thing which really just took me out of that shiny object syndrome, I literally just, I wasn't even meant to sell customers, but I was like, I have to sell customers. I have to get customers on board. This way, they're going to be reporting bugs. And instead of, us ignoring that boring work, the bug fixes, etc., we're just going to continuously focus on new improvements because it's fun, right? But when we got those people on board with the soft launch, which I purposely did, I did it for a cheaper price so it could be ethical. They were being like, Joseph, this isn't working, this is breaking. So I was like, guys, we've got to stop on these nice to haves, fix the bugs, and then, from reflecting on it, I was like, this stuff is like, yeah, it's cool. But when I told a bunch of these people who paid for the soft launch, they didn't mind that much. So it was like, let's just launch and we can add it later if it makes sense. So that's number one, like I said, overbuilding. Number two, they believe the product's just going to do absolutely everything for them. So essentially what's going to happen is, let's say you're building, for me to build Fusion AI, it's taken around 8 months. Imagine during that whole process, simply all I did was nothing. I just went on maybe 2 to 3 meetings a week with my developers, and that's about it. I completely neglected the distribution channel, the marketing channel, because a lot of people have the belief that the product's going to sell themselves. Yeah, the product's going to sell themselves as you mature, as you scale. But to get people to know about it in the first place, you need to build up initial hype. So when you are doing a hard launch, people are going to hop onto it straight away. And this is why I've been so obsessive with content on my personal brand, documenting everything, because I want people to connect with my brand story. I want people to connect with the highs and lows I've been going through. We've also been creating content on Fusion AI. We've been literally creating business models to further promote it. So because it's a content software, right? The business model we've come up with is an AI content agency. So we're promoting that. I have a whole series showing people how to build an AI content agency. So if I can make that go viral as a new best business model for anyone to get into, then it's just going to help the product sell itself. And because it's a good product, right, we then have the stickiness. then other people are going to say about it. But when you're building your product right, just simply don't make the mistake of being dead silent. I know a lot of people don't like the idea of building in public. I understand it. I hate filming videos. I'm gonna be honest with you, but I need to. I understand that whoever has the most attention is able to achieve the most distribution, and you should treat it the exact same for yourself. A very good case study on this is Cluely. Their distribution is insane. I aspire to get to that point. I've never used their product, so I don't know if it's good or bad, but from what I've seen on Twitter, a lot of people are just saying it's some sort of GBT rapper. If a GBT rapper can get $5 million in, I think they got it in maybe 2 months, just from customers, etc., why on earth can't you do that as well with a product? I'm sure it's like specially made, not a GBT wrapper. It's very, very good. And the way they've got that is they haven't just focused on the product, they focused on the distribution prior to launching. And this is exactly what you need to do. And I'm not saying like, you need millions of impressions, right? Just try and get a healthy wait list. Like aim for even a few hundred people, right? It's not that hard to do. Start posting on social media, so when new customers come to you, they can see you're very active, they have content, they can be nurtured by it. Start posting on YouTube. Just don't be dead silent, because simply you're just making more work for yourself, because when you launch, you're going to have to be doing all of those things. So at least prior to launch, you would have been in a nice groove, and you could have really got it going. So remember, distribution is everything. The quality of the product is extremely important, but the only way the product can sell itself is if you have that initial distribution and attention. So marketing is everything when starting off a software. Next thing, and I had to learn this the hard way back when I was doing the initial MVP tours. So I was walking people around Fusion AI, and the mistake I was making, I was very feature focused. I wasn't outcome focused. And to give you an example in this, when I was showing a script writer, I was showing like all the cool stuff of how you could paste in a competitor's video. Our AI will read the transcript, understand the video, and produce you a better script, right? Yeah, of course, it's a very good feature, but that's feature focused. I need to put outcome focused. So a difference between the outcome focused on that instance would be, it is so simple to use. Simply paste in the competitor's video, the AI will do the rest, make your video 10 times better, and help you to achieve any content goal you have. Do you see what I mean? I'm still touching upon the feature so they have a strong understanding of how it works, but I'm making it outcome focused, achieving any content goal you have. And this is what you really need to do when it comes to your SaaS, whether you're making content, doing product tools, whatever it is. Make it outcome focused. Let's say you have a funnel builder. It's not that, we have this really cool drag and drop feature where you can do this and this. No. What it is, you can build a converting funnel in minutes, which can achieve all your goals, whether that's getting prospect information, getting them on a call with you, whatever it is. This funnel app is the best possible software on the market. Do you see what I mean? It's far more outcome focused. It's the same with Apple. They don't sell you their features. They sell you the outcome, right? Literally anyone, these DJI mics, whatever it is, always sell the outcome. Coffee, I have a Porsche mug. I don't have a Porsche, I want one though. They sell you what's the outcome of a Porsche? Well, you look like a boss, So there's all of these things. So please, when you were talking about it, focus purely on outcome. Like when I sold the first user on Fusion AI for the soft launch, I didn't even show him the tool. I didn't need to. I just told him about the outcome. He told me about his pain, which was he struggles to come up with ideas. He struggles to edit. So I was like, perfect. Fusion AI does this all for you. And I was like, you're only going to need to spend 1 to 2 minutes per day editing, or you can chuck in someone on your team to do it. It's so simple to use. They need no prior experience. When it comes to content, you don't even need to guess anymore. You simply just paste in the competitor's video. The rest will be sorted for you. Ideas, scripts, brand voice, everything is done for you, so you can focus on other parts of your business. Do you see what I mean? We're still in some sense tying it back to the feature, but more importantly, we're outcome focused. So this is very, very important for you to do when you're building up hype, when you're showing people MVPs, and when you're trying to do your soft launch. Next thing, and this is by far the hardest possible thing for me, is you underestimate the timeline. I've never been in SaaS before. This is my first ever SaaS tool. And I had the preconceived idea that, well, this is going to take maybe 2 months to make. boy, was I wrong. I don't even think the scriptwriter took 2 months to make. So it takes so much longer, and it's hard, because like you're like, oh, this year I'm gonna become a millionaire. I'm gonna achieve all my goals. It's like this year for my software, we've barely made anything because we've only done the soft launch so far. Um, so yeah, it's definitely hard when you have to go through that, and it's one of those things which you need to brace yourself for, right? In an agency model, which I was running before, you can move very quick. You can start today, sign a client tomorrow if you wanted to. With a software, you can't start today and ship tomorrow, right? It takes a lot longer. And being able to prep yourself for that and understand what you're going to do in the meantime, so when you do launch, you can really just make the most of things, is very important to do. And that's why I'm telling you, whilst your devs are doing it, or maybe you're developing yourself, either way, you're still going to have spare time, right? It's a limiting belief to think if you don't have enough spare time for distribution, pre-marketing before launch. You need to spend a lot of your time and resources doing that. So the time you have spent, the extended time, which you didn't want it to take to be able to launch the product, but it ultimately did, you gained some sort of traction behind you. People are starting to know the name Fusion AI. So for me, because I tell people about it 24/7, right? It's literally the only word in my vocabulary. Whatever your software is, you need to constantly just be telling people about it. And because things are going to take a lot longer to ship than you want, is like, how can you make people still excited for it? Because that's what I've been able to do, and it's very hard to challenge. So one of the main things I've done to keep people excited for it, when I promise them, oh, it's going to take 3 months to launch, Joseph, it's now 7 months in, what the fuck is it? It's like, well, John, today we just shipped this. John, we're now doing like our final thing. John, this is being sorted, I'm sending like these hyper personalized messages to these people to really keep them excited, to keep them outdated, and be like, damn, it's coming soon. I'm excited for this. I'm hyped, this is going to be awesome. So, and for you as well, it's just like keeping people updated. How can you keep them excited? And all of these things you're doing in the background before launch is going to make it so much easier. Obviously, I'm launching next week, so I can't guarantee 100%, but I'm like 99% certain, just because it helps so much with my soft launch. Like, it wasn't hard for me to sell to people just because they were already ecstatic about it, just because of the amount of initial marketing I did. Awesome. And then the final thing I would say is, and this really comes down to the type of person you are, I'd say, and this is being too scared to sell, because like you don't want to come across as ethical, not ethical, unethical, like there's bugs, etc. And I had this problem for a very long time. It was really hard for me to overcome, because I was like, everyone's going to hate me. My brand reputation's going to be done if there's bugs and stuff. So you need to come from it when you are selling, because I'm going to be honest, you have to sell, right? You're a business, you need to make money, but come from it in the most ethical manner you possibly can do. And that's what I've tried to do. And I was able to do that by, firstly, giving a discount, and secondly, making it very clear with people and setting very strong expectations, being like, there's going to be bugs. This is going to probably not work. This may not work. If it doesn't, you have my WhatsApp, so I can sort things out for you straight away. I still have my agency team, so if parts of our AI editor's not working for you, hit me up and my agency team will sort all of these things out for you. So it's like, you still need to sell so you can bring in money, and most importantly, because realistically on a soft launch, right, you're not going to make life-changing money. So it's more important in that instance is like for you to be able to identify bugs, because how you use the tool is going to be very different. And I promise you, and I was shocked when I was like finding out how other people were using the tool. I was like, damn, really? Okay. It's going to be different, and that's where the real bugs are going to come in, right? And you're going to be able to identify that. And the only way you can do it is through buying customers. I tried, it may have just been a me problem. I tried with a beta launch, but the thing is, people only spend maybe 20-30 minutes on it because they didn't pay for it. They didn't have their foot in the game. But when I got paying customers on board, they paid for it. They want a value out of the tool, right? So they're more emotionally invested within it. They want to go ahead with it. So this is why you need to just sell people, even if you don't think it's ready initially. Just do it cheaper and set expectations with them. I wouldn't do refunds just because you're going to be just messing up cash flow, etc. But these are some really important things. And I can guarantee you, if you are able to follow these and really just maintain discipline when it comes to building content, because content is really good. It's like, even though monetarily I haven't benefited of it much yet when it comes to Fusion AI, just getting like messages of people being excited for it, it being easier for me to book calls. Just all of these things have really just kept me excited, kept me wanting to push harder, invest more money. Just be like, damn, we got to do this. This is starting to get motion. It keeps you in the game. It's like makes you want to go for it, and it helps to further nurture people. Because when you are trying to sign partnerships with people potentially like me, I'm trying to do affiliate partnerships. They're able to watch through my content and really connect with me and be like, you know what? I really know, like, and trust this guy. He clearly has his head screwed on. He knows what he's talking about. He's focused. He's building a great tool. And I would seriously love for myself monetarily to benefit of it. And then my team, tool wise, as well as monetarily, being able to benefit off it through creating content that converts to me again in a nice passive commission for it. So that's really, really strong, right? And secondly, just to recap, you just kind of just getting over the phobia of selling and being like, but it's not ready. I know it's not ready. Set expectations with it. Trust me, your bank account will thank you later on. And if anything, your user base will thank you later on. Because perhaps if you didn't sell to those first 10, 20 people, your software wouldn't be a thing today. But, you would have gone bankrupt. And now you've been able to serve 500,000 people. It's like, think about it. And then the final thing is stop being a perfectionist. It's really, really hard. You come up with constant new ideas, but it's like make a timeline for them and get user feedback first. If the user's like, wow, this is incredible, don't just do it with one person. They maybe ask 100 people and they're all like, wow, this could help me so much. Then you know to invest into it and actually get it built. But if not, it's like, no, you don't need to. Just stop being a perfectionist, ship the base thing, ensure it works, ensure it's actually valuable, and it has some sense of stickiness straight away, and then you will crush it. But anyway, I really, really hope you found this video useful. I'm very excited for the soft launch for Fusion AI. And if you're watching this, you create any content yourself. I'm assuming if you are watching this right, you are looking to maybe create a SaaS tool. You're about to launch a SaaS tool. Join the waitlist for Fusion AI. It's essentially the world's first all-in-one AI content system. It enables you to 100% remove yourself from the content process, not need to hire a team as everything's done for you. So you can check that out. And yeah, I hope you found this video valuable. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.